Alright guys, from part 1, this is part 2 of the chair tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to look at how to make details into a hard surface model like this, like a chair. Okay, using just the modifiers we already have on here. We're just going to go a little further into it. I'm going to turn off my show end result. I'm going to go back to this default. Okay. Now some of the key things I want to add over here is push this up towards towards the handle, so it looks like it's the handle sitting on top of it. Okay, something like so. I'm also going to chamfer this a little bit. Click OK. So this way, if I look at it now, it looks as if the armrest is sitting on top of this piece here. Same here at the bottom. I'm going to hit F4 here to see my edges. Click on this edge, hit loop. Select this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge here, all the way around in a loop. And then you want to click on chamfer settings. You want to have 2 segments and have the amount just a little bit. Click OK. Now with this, what you're going to get is something like this here. You want to collapse these out because these are nasty. Nobody likes them. Alright, so you want to be careful on how you do this also. Your goal is to bring this vertex together with this one and these two together, so it's one straight line down here. So I'm going to go here, collapse these two first, collapse those, and then collapse these two into one. Okay, now you're gonna get that in multiple places, most likely all 4 corners, so be careful about these. And oops, be careful on how you collapse them. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're hard. Okay, something like so. And let's look at that. Alright, so that looks much cleaner in a sense, okay, as if they're sitting on top. Next, this part I don't mind too much, to be honest with you. I don't mind too much to be smooth, but what I do not like though is this really soft kind of curvature all the way around. I do want to fix that. So turn off my end results again. Select this edge, click on ring all the way around. Okay, and I'm gonna say connect, and I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna push them away from each other like so. Okay, just so it's like right at the corner. Okay, so that's one option. Say click OK, and then if I turn this on, you can see that it's a much sharper surface now. Okay, looks more intriguing to kind of sit on, kind of deal. Alright, but do note that your armrests do change also, so you want to keep that in mind when you do this. To make these guys smoother, you can go back in here and then push. You can push these segments closer to each other again. Like so. And scale them in towards each other. So actually you can just go to move, turn on your edge, under edit geometry you have constraints, turn on edge constraints, and you can just move these, just 2 of them. Move these in closer to each other. Okay, so that'll give you a softer kind of surface to play with. There. And there. So this way I get my smooth surface back up on my armrest. Okay. Now, if you don't like that either, you can round it out a bit more. Make sure you turn off your constraints to none. Push that up a little bit, scale it down just a little, make it pointer. You can do that also. So that'll give you a start for your detailing part. And I'm going to push these guys out just a little bit. Like so. Make it pointier in a way. So, let's look at that. Oh yeah, it looks much better. Alright, so now you start seeing a little bit of more detail onto these objects or onto these shapes. Alright, next let's get the seat down. Turn off my end result. Okay, same thing with this. I'm going to select this edge here. Okay. Also, another thing I noticed is that I have two open vertices, one here, and then I have two more over here, one here, and then one here. What I can do is just bring these, select this vertex, hit connect, this vertex and this vertex, hit connect. That way, it closes up. It's done. You don't have to worry about that, pretty much. Okay. I'm going to select these edges on the outside. Okay, there's really two ways to do this. One, you can do that. The other is select this edge, hit loop. It's probably much simpler. Go to chamfer, bring this out, bring out the amount, like so. So it'll give you a sharp corner. Click OK, and if I look at the end result now, you see it's a sharp corner there. Little glitches here and there, but those are kind of expected. All you really have to do is go back in here and then play with the parts that are giving you the trouble, tweak them out a little bit to find the results you're looking for. Okay, so this looks like this just needs to be moved out a little bit, like so, and that should fix that problem there. Okay, a little bit of more glitchiness here, but which is okay. We'll fix that also in a little bit. Okay, now here in the back, okay, this is nice. Okay, this is kind of clean, sharp. But here on the back, we have a little problem. This isn't as sharp as you would expect it to be. It either needs to be completely sharp or it needs to be completely soft. Okay, it can't be. It cannot be both. Okay. Also here, I would probably move these out a little bit more to smooth this area out too. Like so it doesn't have such a sharp corner when it comes down to it. You can also add another segment here and push these down. Okay, but here in the back, I don't like what it looks like, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull these out and I'm gonna make these curve out smoother, something like so. Okay, so that way it's a smooth kind of surface, and it doesn't look like there's a little bump. There's just a little tiny bump, but it's not too crazy looking. So something like that. It looks nice. It looks nice that way. Alright. Next thing is detail on the legs here. Same thing. I'm gonna go to this edge, hit loop, select it all around, hit chamfer, bring this amount down. Okay, guys, notice I'm doing a lot of chamfer. So by the time I'm done with this, that's all you should be saying your chamfer. Oops. Loop, and then click OK. What we're going to do is let me go back here. I'm going to select these edges here, click on connect, and have two segments, okay, and then let's slide and pinch these out. So there's one segment all at the top and one segment all at the bottom, okay, and then click OK. That should give you a straight solid line, just like that. Okay, so same here with this one. You could do that way also with these glitches that are coming up on here. And I'm going to collapse those. The rest should be okay. Okay, so that will give you a smooth, solid, or round surface. That's kind of like what you're looking for: smooth, solid, round surfaces. Same thing here too. If you want to make these sharper, you would add in more segments running along this way vertically to make that out. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is something a little, just feeling creative today. So I'm going to say connect on this, and then I'm only going to say, 3 segments. Okay, click OK. And I'm going to leave that one there. I'm going to push this one out. Okay, and push this out. Alright, and next I'm going to push this out just a little bit, just to, keep that curve kind of going, kind of deal there. Hit end result. Look at that. I made a little hole there. So you guys, you can play with this all you want. I don't know, I just felt like doing that for some reason. But you watch so many of these new shows and stuff, and they're all like something like that. I think that's more artistic kind of deal. So you guys can play with it. You can see, small things make a big difference. So just a chamfer makes a big difference on this object. Alright, next thing on here really is, if you go back in here, go to vertex level, push these in and push these out more, like so, to give a little bit of bumps here and there, kind of, so the surface isn't so smooth. Same here. Okay, so you have that. Same here too. You can push those down and then push these up a little bit. Like feed this. I think that's kind of how chairs are. Like so. Right, so when you put your, your final textures and stuff on, it'll look a little more interesting. Alright, so I think that should be it for this tutorial. A little more detail in it. So it's a sharper object, sharper shape. Play with this. You can always do it as, each one of them as separate parts and kind of put them together, or you can have it as something like this. So you guys are welcome to play with it as much as you like. I'm going to put a plane down here. Let me add just a gray texture to it. Alright, let's bring it in class and both on here on YouTube also. Alright, and also note that, it's floating, just ignore that for now. Just pretend it's on the ground. Alright, that's it. Thank you guys.